Tsunamis are some of the most destructive natural disasters that can strike coastal areas around the world. Throughout history, there have been several catastrophic tsunamis that have left their mark on the world. Many people believe that these massive waves are triggered by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions and can cause widespread devastation and loss of life. In this video, we'll explore the 5 biggest tsunami waves in history and learn about the causes, effects, and aftermath of these massive natural disasters. From the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004 to the legendary 18th century Lisbon earthquake and tsunami, these events have left an indelible impact on the history of our planet. So the video is going to be interesting. Make sure to subscribe to the channel first and hit the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get into the video. Number 5. The Sunda Strait Tsunami in 2018. This massive tsunami on December 23, 2018 was the third of its kind to hit the region, following the devastating tsunamis of 1883 and 2004. The fact that no one saw this tsunami coming makes it all the more terrifying. Despite the fact that the region had been struck by 2 of the worst tsunamis in modern history, no warning signs were present for this one. The results were terrible, with at least 373 people dead and hundreds more still missing. Almost 2,000 people were also moved from their homes. Now you might think that 373 deaths aren't as bad as the number of people who died in other tsunamis. But here's the bone-chilling truth. If people had prepared properly, the number of fatalities could have been much lower. People didn't find out until after the fact that the tsunami was caused by volcanic activity in Anak Krakatau. What's even more concerning is that the tsunami warning system was not intended to detect volcanic activity. It could only pick up on earthquakes, which left the people in the area open to surprise. Imagine living somewhere where a huge storm could hit at any time, and you have no way of knowing when it will. Number 4. The Tohoku Tsunami in 2011. We're talking about the March 11, 2011 tsunami that hit the Tohoku area. People, this wasn't a normal earthquake. It was a huge 9.0 on the Richter scale, and it was followed by waves that were up to 132 feet high and very destructive. What happened after this accident was worse than a nightmare. Over 15,500 people died, which broke the hearts of their families and friends. More than 450,000 people had to leave their homes, leaving them homeless and without the things they needed to live. This event destroyed the infrastructure of the area in a way that had never been seen before in modern times. The expected amount of money lost was a staggering $300 billion. As if that wasn't bad enough, the storm also caused a level 7 nuclear meltdown at the Fukushima Daiichi power plant and caused radioactive materials to leak out. Can you even think about it? Because of the nuclear disaster, about 270,000 people were forced to leave their homes. What happened next was just as terrible. 6 million homes in Japan didn't have power, and 1 million didn't have running water. Radiation levels fell more quickly than anticipated, making some areas habitable again even as cleanup continued. Number 3. The Valdivia Tsunami in 1960. Get ready, because the size of this natural disaster will blow your mind. A 9.5 magnitude earthquake struck off the shore of southern Chile on May 22, 1960. This was the start of everything. After that, a tsunami hit the whole Pacific, sending out waves as high as 80 feet. How could you even think of that? Unfortunately, this earthquake and wave killed 1,655 people, hurt 3,000, and forced 2 million Chileans out of their homes. It's hard to imagine how bad things got after that. And that wasn't the end of it. Millions of dollars in destruction were done in Hawaii, and many more lives were lost in Japan and the Philippines as the tsunami traveled across the ocean. Damages in Chile alone are believed to be around $550 million, which is a huge amount. But what makes this disaster so important isn't just how big it is or how much damage it did. This was the first time a wave hit the whole world, and it hit every part of the Pacific. Number 2. The Messina Tsunami in 1908. Messina and other Italian and Sicilian coastal cities were devastated by a magnitude 7.5 earthquake and subsequent tsunami wave on December 28, 1908. At least 80,000 people died because of this terrible event, and many more had to run for their lives. A century has passed, and scientists are still trying to figure out what caused this terrible accident. But hold on to your hats, because in 2019, a major development found out what caused the Mediterranean earthquake. We now know that this terrible event was caused by a mistake, thanks to the most recent scientific study. The earthquake and wave together were so strong that it is still thought to be one of the 5 worst tsunamis in modern times. It's a stark warning of how powerful nature is and how bad things can get when it gets out of hand. Number 1. The Indian Ocean Tsunami in 2004. On the morning of December 26, 2004, a huge 9.1 magnitude earthquake happened under the surface of the Indian Ocean. The terrible events set off a huge wave that hit the coasts of several countries, including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and South Africa, with great force. In just a few hours, the huge waves, which in some places were over 100 feet high, also hit 11 other countries. The size of this accident was unbelievable, and the sad number of people who died is 230,000. Material losses alone from the damage caused by the storm were thought to be worth a whopping $10 billion. Hundreds of thousands of people were displaced from their homes, towns, resorts, farmland, and fishing areas, and the environment suffered permanent harm as a result of the tsunami. It's hard to believe that there were no plans or ways to talk about how to handle a disaster like this in the Indian Ocean before this one. Since then, though, scientists have made it their top goal to learn more about tsunamis and change the way we do study and get ready for disasters like this. This is the biggest tsunami ever. So these were the 5 biggest tsunamis in history. While these events have caused widespread devastation and loss of life, they have also taught us valuable lessons about the importance of preparedness and resilience. As we reflect on these catastrophic events, let us remember those who lost their lives and honor the bravery and heroism of the survivors and first responders who worked tirelessly to rebuild their communities. By learning from the past, we can better prepare for the future and ensure that we are ready to face whatever challenges nature may throw our way. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.